Okay, so this is the 5th class of this series. We won't have classes tomorrow and Sunday, so you'll have a chance to sort of review and catch up on anything that you've missed if you want to. And I think one of the more challenging exercises in the original 34 is called the teaser, because it requires so much control around the hip flexors, that muscle called the iliopsoas. And for a lot of people, it's weak and it's tight, which is kind of like the worst combination of muscle we can have. So we want to stretch it out, but we also want to be able to strengthen it. And the thing about the iliopsoas is that it actually goes from the front of this thigh bone called the femur, it goes through the pelvis, and it connects onto the lumbar spine. So for a lot of people, as soon as you activate the hip flexor, they feel strain in their lower back. So one of the ways that you need to combat that is to really load the abdominals. You want to connect into your abdominals, especially the deepest ab called the transverse abdominis, the TA. So it's a little bit of a combination of things that need to kick in when we do the teaser. So I'm going to demonstrate it to you, and what you'll see in the full teaser is that you have to have the legs straight as well. And again, for a lot of people, if you've got tight hamstrings, that in itself is a challenge. So one of the biggest modifications that we give to people is to tell them to bend their knees, okay? So just bear that in mind for yourselves. If your hamstrings are tight, if you're feeling it pull in your back, then the easiest thing to do is to just soften or to bend the knees, okay? So guys, you can stay where you are so that I can demonstrate. I'll see if I can do just one perfectly so I don't have to do it again. Marty and I are laughing because we were saying, you know, when you teach, all you really need to do is demonstrate one really well, and then you can get up and walk around and teach. So it's a little bit of a cheat. Okay? So this is what it's going to look like. You're going to have your legs extended. Now you don't want to think of pushing into the lower back because that's going to strain, but you do want to lengthen and create space. So there's a lot of ab connection. Arms are extended forward. From here, you roll down, and the trick is to keep the legs in the same place. And you reach all the way back, lift your arms, roll forward, and your legs are waiting for you as you come back up. All right, so because your legs are staying in the same place and you're rolling back, you're working the hip flexors and the abdominals eccentrically. In other words, they're lengthening with control. And when you come up, they are shortening, and it's called a concentric movement. So it's a lot of work around the hip flexors and around the abdominals. All right. So now you guys know what we're in for. Is everybody still online? Has anybody left? You can't leave. I've locked the door.
God help us.
Yes, Friday. Well, it's Friday. Okay. So, guys, pace yourselves. We're going to break it down. I'm going to explain to you why we're doing each exercise as we go through as well. And I am going to mute the conversation in the background. So if you've got any questions, you can unmute yourself or just pop a little message into the chat box, and then we'll chat again after class, okay? Cool. Here we go. So if you can please make sure that you have a ball, a tennis ball or a spiky massage ball that you can use today, just so that we can include a little bit of fascial release. And then if you need any props like a mat or a towel or a cushion, you have those ready for yourself as well. Okay, so let's start in a standing position. And what you can do is take your prop and just put it slightly in front of your feet, so it's ready to use. Double check that your big toes are in line with each other. Separate your feet a little bit. Just take a moment to lift your gaze to the horizon. Maybe just rock a little bit forwards and backwards on your feet for a moment. And it doesn't have to be a large movement. In fact, the smaller that you make it, the more refined it is, and the more you're going to connect into those deeper muscles. And then center yourself over the arches of your feet. Allow your eyes to softly close. And taking a moment to pause, to breathe, and to just check in with yourself. Notice how you are feeling today. In the next few moments, are an opportunity to slow down, to bring yourself onto your mat and to be present for the next hour of moving. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blink your eyes open, and let's go into a roll down. On your next breath, look down towards the ball, and then just let your spine roll forward. Getting a soft articulation all the way through your spine, let your pelvis roll forward. And then if you need to, bend your knees so you can put the palms of your hands flat, and then start to walk yourself forward into a downward facing dog position. And I want you to stay here with your elbows straight, your spine lengthened and your knees bent, and then start to just peel the heels down. And already what we're doing is getting our body to recognize the teaser shape, which just happens to be upside down right now. Normally in the teaser, we'd be sitting on those bum bones. And then send both heels down towards the ground. Taking one more breath in. And then exhale, bend your knees and walk your hands backwards. Stand firmly on both your feet. Stay here for a moment. Shake your head. No, 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 no. And nod your head. Yes, 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 yes. Take another breath. And then unravel your spine. Rooting into your feet. Abdominals connected. Coming all the way upright. Take a moment to pause here again. Just let your body settle. And then you're going to place your right foot onto the wall. If you're losing your balance, then just hold onto the wall or a chair. Let's start with that light massage of the feet. So remember that this is connecting into the plantar fascia, which connects under the feet, but it goes up the back line of the body. So if you have any tightness through the back or through the hamstrings, this should help. Floppy foot, put deeper pressure onto the wall. And then stiffen up your foot. And again, firm pressure on the wall. Getting into the deeper layers of fascia, into the foot. And then release. Move the ball over to the other side. So starting with that light pressure on the ball. Give yourself a little bit of an assist if you're losing your balance. And if you're standing on a thick mat like we are, you might find it's almost like a little bit of a wobble board, so you might need to stand on a firm surface as well. And then floppy foot and make it a little bit of a harder pressure. And then stiffen up your foot, still with that firm pressure all over the ball. And then you can release. Just roll the ball off to the side. You don't need it for a moment. Stand evenly with your big toes in line. Inhale to grow a little taller. Use your breath to nod your chin and just start rolling forward through the spine. And already this might be easing up a little bit. Bring yourself all the way over. Bend your knees slightly and then walk your hands forward once again into your downward facing dog. And I want you to have your knees bent and your spine lengthened. Now you're going to straighten your legs and round your spine. Bend your knees and lengthen your spine. And again, as you send the heels down and extend the knees, round your back. And then bend your knees and lengthen. Let's take 2 more. So we're just allowing that little bit of give and take along the back line of the body here. 1 more time. Bend your knees and lengthen your spine. Now walk your hands all the way back. Stand evenly on your feet. Shake your head. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Take a breath. And rolling up into standing. Your abdominal muscles connecting. The back line of your body is lifting up to support you and coming all the way up and tall. Bend your knees slightly. Bring your right arm out and over as you come into a lateral flexion. Release and bring the arm all the way down. Left arm reaches. Up and over, stretch, and release, bring it down. Once again, your right arm comes up and over, stretch, and now straightening the right knee as you push your hip a little bit to the side, bend your knee and coming all the way up. One more time on the left, your arm comes up and over first, straightening your left knee as you push a little deeper, lateral line, release, and coming all the way up. So let's see if that's helped our downward dog. Take a breath in, exhale, nod your chin, feeling that articulation through the spine that already feels easier for me, particularly around my lower back today. And then walk your hands forward, and again, you're going to bend your knees, but I want you to hold it here for a second and round your spine with a bent knee position. And now you're going to straighten your legs and lengthen your spine, and then bend your knees around. So we're taking it up a little bit here. So this is, in an ideal world, our teaser position in an upside down orientation, which means gravity is going to have a slightly different effect on us. One more time to bend the knees, hold it, and then lower your knees all the way down, walking your hands forward and reaching your feet out the back. So, taking your right arm, reach it to the side. We're going to come into a thread the needle. And we're going to immediately come back up again and reach. And again, thread the needle. Back up and reach. 2 more times. So it's the same control, but we're adding a different dynamic because the teaser is actually a fairly dynamic movement. Come back up and hold, and placing your right hand down. Left arm extends, and thread the needle. And back up. Always with control, so it doesn't matter if you don't go all the way to the floor. If you've got to stop yourself a little bit sooner, then listen to your body. And one more time. Come back to the center, pause, and placing both hands down. Extend your right leg all the way back. Stay here. Lift your leg up. Stay here. Round your spine and bring your knee towards your nose. And reach it back. 3 more. So connecting into the hip flexor and the lower abdominals, which is going to assist us with those connections as we get into our teaser. One more time. Send your leg back, hold it, and bring the knee all the way in. Left leg extends. Bring your leg up, guys. Double check your pelvis and your shoulder placement. Round your spine, knee to nose. And send it back. 3 more. Mental focus to really connect into those lower abdominals. Feeling the hip flexor connect. And then open. One more time. Lifting your belly button. Extend back, hold. Bringing your knee in. Open your knees wide. Let's take a moment to settle ourselves back into a resting position. Maybe bring your hands together in prayer. Bend your elbows and place your hands behind your head. And just taking a moment to rest, to breathe. Taking one deep inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Stretching arms forward. And then draw yourself up once again onto all fours. Get your wrists below shoulders, knees below hips. We're going to do a little variation right now. So stretch the right leg back. Lift your leg up, holding it here. Now do not round the spine. Bring your knee forward, keeping your spine lengthened, and then send the leg back. And again. Can you feel now how you are isolating just that hip flexor? And see if you can keep your abdominals connected enough to support your lower back so you don't feel strain in your back. This is important for the teaser. Stretching back, hold it, and bring that knee all the way in. Left leg extends. Find your placement in alignment, lifting your leg up. And now can you bring the knee towards your chest without rounding or tucking through the lower spine and pelvis. 3 more. Isolating the hip joint movement. Last one. Extend back, hold it, and bringing your knee all the way in. Take your hands just a little bit wider apart. I'm going to go into a plank position now. So extend one leg back, tucking the toes under. Get yourself level. Extend the other leg back, tuck the toes under, and just holding your plank position here for a moment. Let your knees hinge to the ground. Release your feet back, round your spine, cat stretch, pushing back, and stay here for a moment as you do some gentle trampolining movements. Such a wonderful release across the sacrum, the lumbar spine. So just getting rid of any unnecessary tension in those areas. One more. And then coming all the way forward again, just until your shoulders are above your wrists, and then lengthen the spine. Now guys, we're going to be bending our elbows and coming down to lie flat on our stomachs. So tighten up your gluteals, tighten up your abs, bend the elbows, no face plants, control the movement, and coming all the way down. Put your right hand under your head, reach back, grabbing onto your left foot, and remember that you can adjust the position of your thigh here as you need. Just start to squeeze the bum cheeks gently, feeling your abdominals lifting underneath you. Few more moments, so you're getting a little bit of a stretch down the quadriceps, maybe a little bit up into the hip flexor. And then release and stretching your leg all the way back. Switch over to the other side. So left hand is supporting your head, right hand reaching around. And again, it might be quite a different sensation on this side. So make the necessary adjustments for your own body. A little bit of a squeeze with your bum, a little bit of a lift through the belly. Few more moments. And then on your next breath, releasing all the way back you go. Now, that little ball, bring it up so you can place it underneath the left front hip. So you want to get it into a place where you can kind of feel that you're digging in a little bit, but it's not on the pelvic bone and it's not on the pubic bone itself. Overlap your hands, just resting your head down and then just roll a little bit maybe from side to side. And then when you feel that you've got a lovely point for yourself, and you don't want it too hectic, you just want a sort of little bit of discomfort, I want you to hold it there and anchor yourself. Tuck your left toes under, and then on your breath out, straighten that left knee and push the heel back at the same time that you think of lifting your abdominals as if you're zipping up your jeans. And then release your knee down. Let's do that a few more times, using your breath to guide the movement. And releasing down. 2 more. And release. 1 more time. And release. Relax your foot out. Roll yourself off the ball. And before you do the other side, maybe just lie there for a moment. Let your legs flop. And just notice if there is a release for you on that left side. And then let's try the right side. So you're going to place the ball underneath the right hip, and again, just fiddle around for a bit. Make sure that you've got it in the right place for yourself. And then you can do a little bit of a rolling from side to side. And then center your pelvis. Tuck your toes under. And on your next breath, straightening that right leg. And releasing it down. And as you straighten that leg, think of energy through your heel and zip up your jeans at the same time. And release. 2 more times. Little release. 1 more time. And release. Relax your foot. Slip that ball out. You can just leave it beside you. And once again, rest there. Let your feet flop. Feel that opening across the front of your pelvis. And then bring your legs back into parallel alignment. Tuck your elbows up towards the sky so your hands are flat. And just have a little bit of energy through the crown of your head. We're just going to go into a little baby cobra. So we're going to inhale as we come up into a light extension. And then exhale as we release down. Let's take a few more. So what we're doing here is getting our bodies to recognize that lengthening and extension of the spine. We're not going into a hectic back extension because we don't need that hectic back extension for our teaser. All we need is space, energy through the crown, lifting up through the heart. Make sure that you have enough support in your abs so that you're not taking strain in your lower back. And then release all the way down. Push yourself up onto all fours. Bringing your knees underneath your hips. Getting your wrists underneath your shoulders. And let's go into a cat stretch. Rounding your spine. So this should feel quite lovely after that extension. And then let's just go back to neutral today. So we're not going to go into a full cat stretch today. And again, round the spine. Feel that strong lift of belly. And lengthen. Let's do 2 more. and lengthen. One more time. Lengthen back to neutral, and then move your hips over to your right. So again, I'm going to do mirror image for you. So you're going to have your ankles and your feet just out towards the left side. Hold on, lift the right arm up, and let's just go into one lateral flexion of the spine. And then let's bend the elbow, so you're just letting your hand rest, and then turn your head to look down. So you're getting a release along the neck muscles as well. Stay here for just a few breaths. Release. Stretch the arm, coming all the way up. Bring your legs straight out in front of you. Flexing your feet. Pull the flesh of your bum up the back. Inhale to reach all the way up. And then exhale, lean forward from the crease of the hip, so you're not dropping your chest. And then just let your hands rest wherever your flexibility allows. And soften your gaze or close your eyes. You want to make sure that you have as easy a position as possible, so you're not straining into your lower back. And again, we just happen to be in a teaser position, except we've got our legs on the floor. Normally we'd be sitting with our legs upright. Take one more breath, and then round your spine, so you're releasing the back extensors, and then roll all the way up into sitting. Bend your knees and swing your feet over to the right side this time, sitting on the left hip. Hold on. Reach your left arm, and then over you go. Bend your elbow, just letting the arm rest. And then turn your head to release those neck muscles. And there's a very specific group of muscles around the neck called the levator scapula. And they have this funny little twist in them. So anytime you rotate your head, it's quite a nice release for those specific neck muscles. A few more breaths in and out here. And then bring your head back to the center. Stretch your elbow and coming all the way upright. And this time, bring your legs around and go into a straddle split, Martin's favorite. So, hands are going to be behind you for support. And then if you are super flexible, you're welcome to bring your hands around to the front. But it is not a collapsing, it is a lengthening. So you really feel like you're folding over from the crease of the hip. Long spine, and again, you're welcome to close your eyes or to simply soften your gaze. And make your body be as easy as possible. No strain. Taking one more breath in and out. And then round your spine, let yourself fold over, softening the back line of the body, and then walk yourself all the way back up. Help yourself as you bring your knees all the way together, and I'm just going to turn this way, so I'm sitting lengthways on the mat again. Separate your knees and feet slightly, arms extended out, sit up nice and tall. We're going to roll all the way down onto our backs, all the way down. Just let your arms float up towards the ceiling, and then bring your feet a little bit closer in towards you. Take a moment here to settle your spine, and then we start moving into our arm scissors. So again, this is one of those basic exercises that I think we should do every day. We use our arms and our shoulders throughout the day, and it's just such a lovely way to warm up, to mobilize, to find that control, that coordination, And don't forget, when we go into the full teaser, we will be taking the arms overhead when we lie back. So we want to find the range that we have today. Last two, last one. Bring both hands all the way up. Turn the palms of your hands forward, and on your breath, push your arms through the air just until they're hovering beside your hips. And then inhale, float them up. That's effortless. And again, exhale. Find your own resistance as you move your arms forward, and then release the resistance as they come back up. Nod your chin. Exhale, chest lift as you push your arms forward. And then it's easy as we float all the way back. Nod your chin. Exhale. Can you feel how the neck flexors work and then the abdominals do their job? And release. If your neck doesn't like this, put one hand behind your head. Last two. Flatten the abs. And release. One more time. Hold it. And releasing all the way back. Stay as you are. Walk your feet forward about halfway. Squeeze the knees and the ankles together, and you're welcome to flex your feet, or you can keep the toes anchored. Turn the palms to face each other and start reaching the arms overhead without letting the rib cage pop up. We're going to see if we can roll up into a sitting position from here. Lifting your arms, lifting your head, breathe. Fantastic, guys. Feel free to move your feet if you need to, and lengthen up. Squeeze your legs together, and then exhale, roll down. So that inner thigh connection helps to connect to the deep midline of the body, so use it to your advantage. And reach the arms back. If you need to put something under your lower back, go for it. Inhale, arms, head. Exhale, roll up. Lengthen your spine, sit up straight. And then breathing out as you roll back. So guys, this is sort of the prep for the teaser. So we want to be able to master this before we push on. Two more, lift arms, lift head, exhale, lift up tall. There's the back muscles working. And curl back using abdominals. Very nice, looking great. And this is our last one. Inhale, arms, inhale, head, exhale, unravel, lengthen up. And then using your breath to guide you, all the way back, and reaching the arms overhead. Draw a circle with your arms until they're up beside you with the palms facing up, and then step your feet a little closer towards your bum. Pick up your right thigh, cross it over the left thigh. Start by rolling your knees to the right, turn your head and look to the left. And then exhale, come back to the center, connecting obliques as you do so. Rolling your knees to the left, look to the right. And exhale, narrow the waist, back to the center. Rolling your knees to the right, look to the left. We're going to do one more time. So the reason we're doing this today, yes, it connects obliques, we're going to need them, but it's more about stretching and releasing the lower back, the quadratus lumborum. Come to the center, hold it, bring both knees up, holding on with your hands, and then you guys know what happens next. We go into that lovely piriformis stretch, finding that stretch onto the deep right hip. And let's just stay here for a few moments. release. Hug both knees in towards you. Tap yourself into a tight little ball shape. And then lower your head and shoulders down. And then swap legs by putting the right foot to the ground. Crossing the left thigh over. Arms are out to the side. And roll your knees towards the left first. Looking over the right shoulder. And exhale, pulling back to the center, abdominals connected. Rolling your knees to the right. And exhale, back to the center. Rolling knees to the left. Finding the stretch into the lower back, if that's where you're tight. Because that's going to help you when you get into the full teaser, as long as the lower back doesn't grab. It's a huge help. Come back to the center and bring both knees up into your chest and coming into your piriformis stretch. Few more seconds. And then on your next breath, release, uncross, tuck yourself into that tight ball shape. And then lower your head and shoulders all the way down. Now keep your right knee hugged in, taking your left foot to the ground, and then stretch that left leg all the way out along the floor. So you're opening up that left hip. Take your hands behind the right thigh, flexing the foot. And let's just do 4 hamstring releases. And take it down. 3 more. Remember, if you can't straighten the leg completely, but you're still feeling a stretch, then that's fine. As long as you can feel a stretch, that's the most important thing. We're going to take one more time. Now stretch your leg up, and I want you to hold it here. I want you to point your toe, and then flex your foot and push the heel away. And again, point your toe, and flex. Last time, point your toe, and flex. And then bend your knee in, relax your foot, and just hook your hands around your knee for a moment. Let your knee come out to the right side, so it's almost like you're pulling it around the side of your ribs. Keep holding on with both hands. See if you can get your head centered, see if you can square your shoulders, relax both your feet. And you're just going into a little bit of a compression at that right hip joint. So this is a lovely way to bring a fresh burst of energy and circulation into the joint. And you can do this at the shoulder joints as well. And then release, stretch that right leg all the way out. Put your hands beside you with your palms up. Let your legs flop and just notice all that energy, that warmth, that energy moving up and down the right side of your body. And when you're ready, you're going to bring your left knee up towards you. So now you've got your right leg anchored. Bringing your hands to the back of the left leg, flexing your foot. And on your breath out, let's extend. And release. And again, use your breath to help you with the movement. Figure out your range on this left side. And we're going to do just one more time. Extend and hold it here. And point your toes. And flex your foot. And again, point. Whew. And I'm definitely feeling it more on this left side, eh? You as well, Morgan? Oh, really? Yeah, but you said that the other day as well, with your hip circles. Flex the foot and hold it, and then bend your knee in. Just put your hands over the top of your knee, relax your feet, and then we're going to go into that little side of your ribs a little bit. Lengthen the back of your neck, anchor the right shoulder down. And then just allow yourself to breathe here. And if possible, you want your belly to be relaxed as well. This is so good for digestion, by the way, because it works on the large intestine. And then on your next breath, release, stretching your leg all the way out. Hands beside you, palms up. Let your legs flop and just have an opportunity to notice all that energy, blood flow down the left side of your body. All right, and now from here, squeeze your legs together, bringing your hands up towards the ceiling. How far back can you take your arms without letting the ribcage pop? We're going to roll up from here, lifting your arms, lifting your head, and we breathe out as we roll up. So it's a lot of ab work. You're going to allow yourself to stretch forward. Now roll up into a lengthened spine, sitting up straight. Hinge back a little bit, so you're keeping the co-contraction of the back of the abdominals, and then round your spine. So there's the lower ab connection again, and stretching the arm back. So it's a little variation of our roll-up, but it's pertinent to our teaser. Arms, head, breathe. Abdominals are working, so this is about stretching the hamstrings and the back of the leg. Roll up into a lengthened spine, so now you're engaging the back extensors. Lean back, there is eccentric work. And then we curl the tail, so we're loading the abs, releasing the back line, and the arms go overhead. 2 more times. Arms, head, breathe. Long stretch over. Roll up into a seated spine. Lengthen spine, hinges back. Curl tail. Beautiful. And listen, please just breathe however you need. And again, last one. Arms, head. Long stretch over. Roll up. Find energy through your crown. Lengthen spine as you hinge back for eccentric control, and then curl under. Reaching back, circle the arms all the way around. Bring them beside you, and then bend your knees, feet flat to the ground. And I think this is a good chance for us to do a little bit of a hip release, yeah? So we're going to go up into a pelvic curl. Exhale as you tilt your pelvis, rolling up into the bridge position. And the more that you can keep a posterior tuck of the pelvis, the more you're going to get a stretch on the front of the thighs here. Relax your neck, and then just deliberately and with control, place yourself all the way back down onto the ground. And go again. Tilting hips. Coming up into your bridge. Stay for a moment. And then ripple down. And release. Let's do one more time. A little bit of a tilt. So we want to find that balance between the front and the back of the body. We've been working the hip flexors, so now let's just open them up a little bit. Take your hands, lightly cup your bum cheeks, and I just want you to make your hips come down a little bit. So it's almost a hinge, and then as you place your hips up again, see if you can feel the gluteals working. So it's just a little bit of a release and squeeze. So in our teaser, the gluteals don't really get to work much. It's all in the hip flexors and around the lower abdominals. So sure that we're creating a little bit of balance here before we go into the teaser so that there's no cramping, hopefully. Let's take one more. Press up, hold it for a moment. Let your hands relax all the way down. And then we start to ripple down the spine. Imprint and release. Now, stretch your legs out. Squeeze your legs together, pointing your toes. You're welcome to flex if you're cramping. Bringing your hands up, palms face each other, and we reach the arms overhead. Let's do one roll up. Inhale, lift arms, lift head. Exhale. Lengthen your spine, sit up. So we're not going all the way over. And then curl back again. And your arms go overhead. How did that feel? Pretty easy, hey? Now, guys, when we come up, we're going to be bending the right knee and picking it up in the air. Ready? Lift arms, lift head, breathe, and lift up tall. Feel the right hip. And now as you roll back, scoop the abdominals and send your leg away. What's really nice about this variation is the weight of your legs almost counterbalances you. Lift arms, lift head, left leg, up you come. So we're alternating sides. Good, and you can bend the knee down. And then exhale, curl back, send your leg away. And let's try that one more time on each side. Inhale, arms, head, breathe. Sitting up nice and tall. And then reach your foot away. Fantastic. One more time. Lift arms, lift head. Sit up nice and tall and stay here. Roll back part way and see if you can pick up both legs. You can put your hands down if you need to. Pick up both legs. Now that you're balanced here, can you lengthen up through your spine to sit up nice and tall? You can stay here or you can roll down with me. And curl the tail under. Guys, we're trying to keep your legs where they are in space. So maybe you want to put your feet on a large ball. Reach back. Lift arms. Lift head. Your legs are waiting for you as you come up. And remember, you're lengthening your spine, but you're not straining your back. Get the abs connected. And then roll back. Fantastic. Reach the arms. One more time. Lift arms. Lift head. Ooh. Sit up nice and tall. Place one foot down. Place the other foot down. Round your spine for a moment and just allow yourself to breathe here. So this is already intense. I'm breaking a sweat. So, guys, you've got lots of variations where you can figure out how far to push yourself. So you can do the roll up with your legs on the floor and then picking up one leg at a time. You can do the variation we've just done right now. Let's do a little bit of a hip flex or release, and then we're going to try the one with straight legs. So bring your right leg out towards the side. You're going to put your left hand onto the floor. Remember we did this one the other day? So you can press all the way up. And if this is hurting your shoulder at all, releasing your hips down, then you just come down onto your forearm. And press up. So you're opening up your right hip. And release. Let's do one more time. And release. And then you can switch your legs around. So now you're going to have the right hand on the floor. Press up. And release. So I love this one because you've got your knee bent. You're getting a quadricep stretch as well as the hip. And you might even feel stretch up into the abdominals or these eye on this left side. And release. And then bring your legs around. So we're going to do three teasers. You guys choose which method your back. Pay attention to your breathing, because your breathing connects your core. So, balance yourself, lift your legs, and straighten your legs as much as your flexibility allows. Abs, reach forward. We're going to roll back. Your legs are waiting for you. Reach, lift arms, lift head, come all the way up, abs, yes, roll back, and reach. Now try inhaling to come up, breathe in. Breathe out to roll back. Squeeze your legs, squeeze your bum, inhale, lift up. And bend your knees, and once again, round yourself all the way over. Nicely done. I'm so impressed. A little bit momentum. No, but it is controlled momentum. So the original breathing is inhale to come up and exhale to roll down. So there's a controlled momentum to the movements. All right, from here, let's come onto all fours. Because it's always nice to do a little bit of a cat stretch. So, getting your wrists in a hand place, rounding your spine so you get that stretch into the lower back, and then just move that part way, and then let's do some gentle trampoline. Few more. And release, lengthen just to neutral, and let's go once again into our downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under, lifting your knees, transition yourself back, maybe pedal through the heels a few times. Send both heels towards the floor. Soften your knees, walk your hands all the way backwards towards you, and then just relax there, shaking your head no. Nod your head yes. Take a breath in, and exhale, rolling up. Abdominals connected, pressing into the feet evenly. Take a moment to perhaps roll your shoulders back and around a few times. And then just pause, allowing your body to settle for a moment. Softening your gaze or closing your eyes. Taking the last few moments of class to slow down, connecting into your energy, connecting into how your physical body feels. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and sigh. Blinking eyes open. Let's finish with one deep breath in. Reach up. Connecting fingertips, connecting hands, and exhale, creating that beautiful open space for yourself for the rest of your day, the rest of your weekend. Well done. You are so very welcome.